stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the many blessings that thou hast given us. We thank you for this country that we can live in freedom. We thank you for the school district that our kids can come, and we pray that you will bless them, that they will feel safe. We will ask that you will bless their parents. We ask your Heavenly Father to bless all the teachers. We know they're doing everything they can. We ask that you will help us as a board, that we will make the right decisions and choose the right paths that we may improve. We ask you to bless those that were unable to attend tonight, that they will be saved. And we say these things humbly in Jesus' name.
We do have a quorum, so I will call for this board meeting of October 7th, 2025.
First up, we have an approval of the meeting minutes or agenda from this meeting, or for this meeting, for October 7th.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes. Motion by Steve. Second by Bobby. All in favor?
And up next is approval of the minutes from our September 2nd meeting and our September 30th special meeting.
Motion by Steve. Second by Jamie. All in favor?
Come on. And communication, Matt, did we have anything?
Nope.
Nope. That's that. And now to the great stuff. First up's Mr. Dunlap with our student recognition.
Where do you need me, boss? From here?
Yeah, we're pretty crowded.
Is this okay?
You're coach.
He's
so
handicapped.
You'll be able to hear me okay. So I'm here with our student recognition of the month. Miss Isla, would you please stand up for a second? Got written something here about Isla. One thing I want to tell you, we're so proud of Isla. Isla is a true leader who exemplifies our core values of family excellence and integrity in all she does, whether it's reading our daily announcements with confidence, shining as a key part of our weekly newscast, and serving as president of our student council and art club. Isla leads with dedication and heart. She's a role model to her peers, showing what it means to work hard, stay true to her values, and uplift those around her. Isla's positive influence and commitment to excellence make her an invaluable part of our school community. She is an excellent artist. She consistently brings original ideas to the table to showcase her one-of-a-kind artwork. We're proud to display her pieces in our art hallways and in our artifact show that we hold each year. Isla is deeply passionate about pursuing a career in art education. We have no doubt that she will one day inspire and shape the next generation of young artists. Isla.
If you haven't seen the St. Paul newscast, you need to see it. They do a great job. Yep.
Up next is Mrs. Roach with our employee recognition.
I'm really big print, so I'm going to get my glasses. Okay, I would like to present the Watson. Yes, thank you. Primary Certified Employee of the Month, Ms. Sarah Mullinex. As you know, Sarah serves as our instructional facilitator at Watson Primary. She's not only my right hand, but she's literally the whole right side of my body. My brain included. She works alongside teachers to support their instruction, from modeling lessons, helping them through implementation of curriculum, assessments, including testing changes. Sorry, lost my spot. Tiered support systems and classroom management. She works tirelessly to provide literally anything and everything to help teachers be the best they can be. On top of that, she works with our team of interventionists to ensure struggling students receive the support they need. She provides professional development and coaching support to ensure those students get the best support we can offer. She is a proud data nerd, and she is constantly looking for ways we can be better, do better. If I had a roster of students from Watson Primary right now, you could pick a name off of there, and she could tell you that student's strengths and their weaknesses right off the top of her head. I truly could not do my job without Sarah. I'm sure she's sitting here shaking her head at me, saying she is not worthy, but she is the instructional backbone of this school, and she carries the heart of our school on her sleeve. We love her and we are so thankful for her.
So up next is Ms. Hawkins, the Herder employee recognition.
Okay, our employee, or certified, is Dana Bailey. She's one of our third grade teachers. She is an amazing teacher in person. She is considered a teacher leader in the halls of HIS. These are some things her colleagues have to say about her. Dana Bailey is a master teacher. Is a master teacher whose passion and dedication to her students and colleagues makes Huntsville Intermediate a wonderful place to work. Dana is strong in her faith. She loves with all of her heart. She is trustworthy and full of kindness and generosity. She's quick to help, always a compassionate mentor, and creates a big impact inside and outside of the classroom. Dana is an incredible person, co-worker, and friend. She constantly goes above and beyond inside and outside of her classroom. Whether it's stepping up to help our school, offering a helping hand, or faithfully praying for those around her, Dana brings heart, dedication, and kindness in everything she does. Here's to all the lives you've touched, and all the great things still ahead. Thank you for your tireless dedication in making our school better. Our building is blessed to have her, and we love you big.
Wow, these are good.
Mhm.
Ms. Hartman.
Cut onions. Yeah, Ms. Stout, you want to come up here and
Oh, you
Kim sandwich. She also doesn't like hugs, so I'm going to take this off. So it is with great pride that we nominate Ms. Kimberly Stout for our Classified Staff of the Month. Kimberly is truly the cornerstone of our school. Her dedication, professionalism, and genuine care for students and staff make her an invaluable member of our team.
Ms. Stout consistently goes above and beyond the expectations of her role. She ensures that every aspect of our school day runs smoothly, often rearranging schedules and creating contingency plans to guarantee that classrooms are covered and operations remain seamless. Even in challenging situations, she handles everything with grace, positivity, and an unwavering commitment to doing what is best for students and staff.
Her position is demanding, requiring constant multitasking and attention to detail, yet she performs it with exceptional skill and a smile. She's often the first face that students, families, and visitors see when they enter our building, and she immediately makes them feel welcome and valued. Ms. Stout knows our students by name, she recognizes their needs, and goes out of her way to ensure that every person she interacts with feels supported.
Kim's impact extends beyond her daily duties. She fosters a positive school culture through her kindness, dependability, and professionalism. Her ability to anticipate needs, offer solutions, and maintain a calm and encouraging demeanor sets a standard for excellence within our school community.
As a new principal, I can personally attest to the significant role that Kim has played in helping me learn and grow in this position. Her knowledge, organization, and willingness to assist in every possible way have been instrumental in ensuring a smooth transition and successful school year. And if you know me, that you've heard me say multiple times, like, this job cannot be done without Kim Stout. So it's very true.
Ms. Stout's dedication, compassion, and tireless work ethic make her an outstanding representative of what classified staff members bring to public education. Our school simply would not be the same without her. It is an honor to recognize her many contributions and nominate her for this well-deserved recognition.
And our last one for this evening is Mr. Nichols.
Our teacher of the month for Huntsville High School is Mr. Darren Waddell. Please stand. We'll talk about you. He didn't know why he was coming here tonight. He thought he was in trouble.
I never go with
him. Let me clear up one more thing. We're not gonna okay. All right. Mr. Waddell goes above and beyond every day, volunteering for extra duties, stepping in for colleagues at a moment's notice, and even rearranging his personal schedule to put students first. In addition to maintaining high expectations in his biology classroom, he helps students reach their fullest potential through rigorous instruction and support. His test scores were among the highest in the building. Outside the classroom, Mr. Waddell invests countless hours in our school community, including personally painting and maintaining the bathrooms to ensure a clean and welcoming environment for all. His dedication, selflessness, and commitment to excellence make him a true asset to Huntsville High School. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
So if everyone doesn't mind now, this is where we're gonna kind of pause, and the board is gonna take a picture with everyone right out here in our nice, what would you describe that as? It's not wallpaper.
Lobby area, foyer,
Mural. The wrap thing.
Oh.
Background.
backdrop.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna move on. Next up's the academic report, and Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Matt Ferguson is gonna introduce some people.
I am not going to present tonight. I'm going to hand it over to TNTP. I will let them introduce themselves, and they're going to run through a little presentation with you and let you know why they're here. They're here to support us, and they're going to explain that a little bit more in just a minute. So I'll hand it over to y'all.
Hi everyone, my name is Dorothy Doolittle. I am a partner with TNTP. First of all, I'm born and raised in Arkansas, from Hughes, Arkansas. If anybody knows where that is, one person. I live now in Hughes.
Okay.
Yeah, West Memphis, Forest City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I live in Springdale now, and ironically, I was the last one to make it here, so they keep me here. But again, I'm with TNTP. I'm partner. My role is to provide support, resources, and tools and strategy alongside the state, and then make sure that these ladies have the tools and resources they need to meet your needs. And so I guess you want to go ahead and I can turn this over to Meredith. Meredith is our director. Dr. Carter, and senior manager is Leanne Miller. Why did I call you Brittany?
I don't know.
All right.
Thanks, Dorothy. And we have a couple of slides that I'm going to walk through too. But before I say anything, we were just in the back corner saying how pleased we were that we got to come on a night and hear about all of the great work and great people that are in this district and in these schools. And it really mirrors what we've seen, this commitment to excellence, really caring about kids. Trying to continually get better and get better. And so we're just excited to be able to be partners with you in that work. See if this, nope.
Other way.
Wrong way. There we go. Just to start, just a teeny bit of background about what TNTP is, because as an organization, we've done some work in the district before, but you may or may not have gotten to work with us before. So that is our mission, which is transforming education so that every young person thrives. And we really keep that idea in the middle of anything that we do. And we do a lot of different things. We're actually a pretty large organization, like 600 people, sort of across the country. But we have a lot of us who are working in Arkansas as well. So even though we do all of these things, what we're focused on this year here in supporting, I'm going to go the wrong way every time. I'm left-handed, so things go the opposite way for me. So we do a lot of different things in Arkansas, but this is a list of some of the engagements that we have in Arkansas. We've been working with teacher training in RPEP. We run some Arkansas Lead Educator programs, a bunch of other things. But what we're really excited about, and what Leanne is really helping to bring to life in partnership in two of your schools, is the K-3 literacy coaching that is part of, that came through the LEARNS Act, which was that literacy coaches would be in schools to help and support. And a lot of those coaches are state coaches, but we add additional capacity where there weren't coaches to take on that role. So that's where we sort of come in to be some of those literacy coaches that are working in the schools. See, I'm gonna go the wrong way every single time. There we go. So two things that really drive, two kind of frameworks or overarching ideas that really drive the work that we do that are part of literacy coaching in Arkansas is what you see at the top, which is the Arkansas Content Coaching Framework. And this is like the framework or cycles that we go through in coaching because there's a million different things that we could do and work on in schools, but we have to stay focused and we have to have priorities. So going through this content coaching framework gives us a set of ongoing processes to go through so that we identify what's happening in instruction that's going really well and leading to the outcomes that we're searching for, and then where are there opportunities there. So we do that by getting into classrooms, and that's something that Leah's had an opportunity to do in the past couple of weeks, to get into classrooms and observe and diagnose what's happening in literacy instruction, so looking both at comprehension instruction and then that reading instruction. And then from there, where they're really diving in right now, is setting goals and plan. Rather than all the millions of things that we could do, what are the things that we're going to narrow in on that we can track and set goals around and see if we're making progress towards them. And a tool that we use to really drive that work is the key levers tool that is used across the state. We use it when we go into classrooms to help us analyze the instruction, but we also use it to set goals around and to decide when we're coaching teachers, what aspects of that we're working towards and to see if we're making progress. So that's looking at things like structures for learning. Is the classroom environment conducive so that learning can happen? Because we know if engagement can't happen, learning probably can't happen. Is the content that's being delivered aligned to Arkansas standards? We know what they're going to be assessed on, but if we're not teaching to the level of those standards, then students are not going to be prepared. The teacher-directed instruction. How is the teacher delivering instruction so that students are learning? What happens in student practice when we turn it over to students? Are they getting opportunities to practice? And are we seeing in that practice that they do that they're meeting the demands of that? And then what can we do to assess in the moment and know what's happening and meet individual students' needs? So we use those key levers, not just when we go into classrooms on learning walks, but also to help us set goals and also to look for progress on them as well. So with literacy coaching, these are the areas of focus that Leanne has here across several cycles across the year. Is content aligned to standards like we talked about? Are teachers using pedagogical practices that are based in research that we know have evidence of working? Are high quality instructional materials being used and being leveraged in a way that's making sure they're delivering high quality instruction? Is capacity being built both in our educators and our leaders to continually grow in literacy? And then what does our data say and what does our progress monitoring say? So that we lead to these teaching and learning outcomes, and these are the things that we're standing here saying, these are the things that we're holding ourselves accountable to and we're working to bring forward. Improved instructional delivery that we can see through those key levers that we're growing there. Increased student learning that we're seeing in our screener data and in our Atlas data. And then also, this work is not a one-year thing. We talked about this. It's not just a one-year thing. It's not just about supporting the teacher that's there in the classroom this year, but how are we building enabling conditions that permit continuous improvement to go on and go on and go on. So how are we helping to build enabling conditions that accelerate and continue the work? So here's what you can expect from Leanne. Here's the things that she, at a minimum, will be doing. First and foremost, collaborating with instructional leadership in the schools to determine what are the instructional priorities and areas to focus. She provides content coaching to all K-3 teachers, whether that's as a group, that she's doing it in groups with them, or if she's doing individual coaching cycles with them. She's on site a minimum of 4 to 5 days per month. Those learning walks that we talked about, conducting those learning walks, helping to make sure that those are happening and great conversations are coming out of them about what to do next. We'll be providing monthly reports on what work has been done, what we're seeing happening coming out of that, and then professional learning for teachers as needed to help to make sure that they're ready to implement those research-based instructional strategies. And then for you all, making sure that you see at least 3 times a year reports on this data and progress monitoring. Where did we start? Where have we grown? Where are we still digging in? And where did we end up at the end? And last but not least, we talked a little bit about this idea of enabling conditions. So in terms of enabling conditions, this is what can really help sustain and continue the work. And so just going through some of these are some of the things that we want to help put into place and make sure stay in place and become just a way of doing things. First on that one is we have our high quality instructional materials that can really be a guidance and help to make sure that we have high quality instruction happening in the classroom. They're not the end of it, but they are a great start for it. So how can we make sure that the expectations around how to use that are really clear? Setting goals for what is and where we want to be. So we're not trying to do all the things, but that we know what we're trying to do and we can tell whether we're making progress towards it. The next couple here are around systems and structures and time. Time is such a valuable resource. We never have enough of it. How are we making sure that our schedules provide the adequate amount of time and that teachers also have that time to come together and collaborate to prepare for instruction? Using that key levers tool in as multiple areas as we can so that we have clarity in our goals and how we know whether we're making progress towards them. And then also, it's really hard, but making sure to schedule and commit that time to monthly learning walks, because when you get into classrooms, that's where you can really see whether it's happening or not happening. So those are things that we all work towards. that's the end of what I had to present, but we're happy to answer any questions or provide more information on any of the district.
So Meredith, if you don't mind, so I just want to tell the board, so we had an initial meeting with Meredith, and I want to tell y'all, it's all based on the mindset. You know, the state is providing this great resource, and so we've got to use it to the maximum to get things going and to get us in the right direction. And so our conversation was incredible. I think Meredith and I have a like mindset. I told her my vision and my dreams and the goals that we want to accomplish while I'm here, and being new, and that time frame works perfectly. And that's why Meredith mentioned, y'all, in my 34 years, you cannot, a one-shot PD is not gonna, it's not effective. And so once we get the momentum going and get things going in the right direction, we're gonna, if it's going really well, then after this first year, we're going to speak with them about continuing it, because we gotta keep building, gotta keep moving, gotta keep working. And so the walkthroughs in the classrooms, we've already started that, us three, me, Matt, and Paula, and it'll be incorporated with them also. And, it's based around the two elementaries right now. But it's gotta be across the board, y'all. I mean, at every campus. Because it's gotta be that consistency that you see no matter what level the classroom is that you walk into. And so that's our goal and our vision for that. And I'm very, very happy to have them and what a great resource they are. But I'm even more happy that we think a lot alike, and our vision and our dream of what's going to end up happening is aligned together. So sorry, I didn't mean to preach.
Well said.
Well, I have a question. So how much teacher input is involved here?
How much teacher, in terms of what the coaching looks like? Yeah, so it's not up here right now, but I think if I go back, see if I can do it. Oh, right there. So if you, the framework, and I didn't talk about that necessarily, but you see along the bottom, hugging the whole thing is earning, trust, and motivating. Change is hard for people, and we are all former educators in classrooms as well, and know that everyone does what they do in classrooms because they believe truly that it's the right thing for students. So we would never be working with a teacher on something that they've said, I don't see this, or this isn't important, or that we hadn't helped them understand the case for why. So I would say that's a really huge part of it. We like to, and Leanne has already been spending time, like in the PLC time, in that time for teacher collaboration, to hear and understand from teachers what's going well, what's working, what would you like support on, and then to build from there, for sure. It can't be you must do this, and an imposition on them. That doesn't create that sustained and ongoing change, because people will just do something to check a box because they think they have to. But then when you're not there, it's not happening. Everyone has to believe that it's the right thing to do.
I guess what I'm kind of wondering is, so when they say what they need for support, this isn't like a program like, okay, you need to do these things and you have to continue, more work for the teacher. It's like work in a different direction, so we're taking things off their plate to offer this instead.
Yeah.
That's what
and I think the most effective professional development that any teacher can go through is that is immediate, applicable to what they're doing. What you said, not adding something on the side or something more to do, but these are the things that you're doing, and here's how we can make it get to the outcomes that you want it to have. So it'll be, if we're using UFLAG, we're using HMH, if we're, whatever programs we're using, it's always going to be very grounded in the instructional materials that they're using, and using those well. So it's not adding, and now you need to do this other for 30 minutes that we just pulled out of thin air.
And Connie, I hope Meredith does, and this was part of our conversation too, and I totally agree with Meredith, but she said one thing that her and Leanne have noticed is our people work really, really hard, and they care. But I think some of the problem might be, and I've always said this, and I keep it simple, and this is my opinion. People usually teach as they were taught. Because you don't know anything different. That's just how you've gone about your business. And our people work really hard at that. But now we've got a fresh set of eyes, and it's freed Matt up because we have Paula and I to come in and go, oh, okay, it's not that you're doing something wrong. This is something that might be missing. And y'all, I know you've heard me preach, but I feel so good about the progress we're going to make and the change that's going to happen, and you're going to be amazed. And I'm just telling you, because every piece of the puzzle's there. We just got to put the puzzle. And now that we have other resources, y'all, the sky's the limit. And I know this is being recorded, so here in 3 years when we're all aged, maybe not. Anyway, we could go back and do that, y'all, because I am. I just, it's just such a good feeling knowing that we've got all the pieces ready to go. So.
I'll look forward to that, I told you so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah. And just say, been in education for so long, what usually happens is it's, oh, here's another thing.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. And everybody's plate can only hold so much. So we can't keep putting things on the plate. We have to just help meet what they're got or get rid of some of it, like go on a little diet, maybe do some things better.
No, you're right, Connie. It can't be, again, it can't be a one-shot deal where then you come back and add something else on it. You know, you can't. But all of ours, y'all, are what I've seen so far, and I know it's only been a few months, but when we go in classrooms, are simplistic things that we can fix. But there's a lot of little things that we've got to get fixed. So that's why, again, I'm so glad that we have help and another resource.
Yeah. Well, I just want to second what Jay said. Like I'm
just
very excited about the partnership. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to jump in.
Go ahead.
We worked with TNTP 2 years ago. And so to kind of answer your question a little bit, you know, nobody wants anybody to come in at your job right now and watch what you're doing. It's very nerve-wracking. Mary Lou from TNTP worked with us at St. Paul, and I think Leanne was down there a couple of times. And so Mary Lou would go in, I'd go in, and Kendra would go in, and so there's 4 or 5 different adults in the classroom. But let me tell you, once you build a relationship with a teacher and you get a fresh set of eyes in there, and you know, one of our teachers, her key lever was student ownership, getting it back to the students. And once that process took place, she realized, and that was very uncomfortable. But having those eyes in there and making those suggestions that, because sometimes we get a little bit biased, even me going in, being there for so long, and Matt and Jay and them coming in, that it's good to have those fresh eyes. And it was a good experience. I really think one of the reasons we improved was because of some of the work we did with them and Judy's work and Lana's work with us as well. So having those fresh eyes in there really makes a difference.
Yeah. I was just going to say thank you for being here. Not only helping us in our schools, but being here tonight to present to our board, and very excited about the partnership and where we're going to go with it. So thank you guys.
And thank you so much for welcoming us. Yeah, absolutely. In your schools and for all that you do every day. Amazing.
Good year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Well, that'll transition into my superintendent report, and so I'm going to give you an update and some news because I just recently received it, okay? And not to go from up and down, but the appeal that I filed for the primary and intermediate was denied by the department. And so I just wanted to let the board know of my reasoning why I filed the appeal, okay? And then if you want the email, I'll show you, because their reasoning and why they denied it. It just said lack of improvement in data. So anyway, pretty basic. But for the primary, the reason why I appealed it, and on the paperwork that I had to fill out, I had to put my reason, was, I don't know how many people know that the primary's letter grade is not based on their test scores. It's based on the intermediate's test scores. Now, the primary, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the primary did take their first test or their state mandated test last spring, but that wasn't incorporated into their letter grade. So to me, I'm just like, well, how? We're basing one campus letter grade off of another. That makes no sense. So, and then they denied it. And the primary's letter grade and points didn't match up from what the department released in the spring. And so that was my reasoning behind that. Like, why is it that you changed the scoring system and the grade? And so, again, that was the basic reasoning that we weren't improving in data, and it was denied. So, y'all, I'm okay with that. It is what it is. And that's what I've told the principals, because I know we've been in there, we viewed them, we've got hardworking people. And when we fix those little things that we've got to fix, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And just trust me. Okay? But I just wanted to let y'all know, the ladies, I just let them know because of the late of getting the email, the information from the department. And so, anyway, that's why I'm glad. I hated to go from that to, but I need to let y'all know as soon as I got that information that it's been denied. So, the next part, we'll go into the report, the enrollment update, and I hope y'all like those, the little graphs. Paula put those together because she's now the, I think I titled her the board liaison. Because Jay wouldn't be able to do this, I'm just telling you, I'm being honest. And so, Paula put those together for you, and I just wanted to know if you had any questions about them. I really liked it, it's pretty simplistic to me, so.
It's just easier to see.
Yes.
So any questions? Well, Matt or I will try to answer.
I'm still, especially when they're going from us, I don't really care why they're wanting to come to us, that's a great thing. But when they're leaving us, as somebody did this, we don't have any kind of reason on the street why they're choosing to leave. And because in the past, we've gotten that. I mean, and I saw one of my old sheets, it was like 9 that left because of the 4-day week.
Sure.
So if that is a concern, that, you know, we need to know that.
Okay, so you want,
Yeah, I mean, if it's something, they can say, you know, they said personal, we've seen it before, they'll say personal.
I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I need to put together. So.
Yeah, so that they're supposed to be filling out a report, from what we understood, why they're choosing to leave our district.
Board to
Like a
board.
separation letter and exit letter.
Yes, yeah.
So, like, are they leaving because it's a 4-day week? Are they leaving because they work in Springdale? I mean, if they work, I mean, that's a very logical reason, we can't do anything about that, because they want to be closer to kids. So, but it is things we could do something about.
Okay. So how about this? So on the board-to-board application transfer, it asks for a reason. Now, do they legally have to give a reason? No. But how about, I mean, you want me to go back like the last, say, year and try to calculate if it's, and give you topics like 4-day week or personal or parent work or whatever like that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So
I'll put Paul on
Ladies out here, they're not.
She's not here.
I'm
so
just
the
kidding.
noose around her neck.
Exactly. That's fine. But no, Connie, we can do that.
Yeah, so that when we're having to make some decisions in the future, maybe we can see, I mean, like, it's because of work that they wanna take their kids to them,
Yeah.
and that's, can't do anything about that, but if there's certain things,
Okay.
or they're leaving, you know, like, why did they choose Elkins? 'Cause
Sure.
if they tell us it's because we think it's a better school, we need to know that, too, you know?
Well, and we'll put together, and we'll go back and look through those applications and see, because y'all voted on it, and I'll do, say, the last year. It'll take a while to go through those and write down and calculate how many left, because of, some of them, they'll be just blank. But, yeah, we'll do that and see what we come up with. Any other questions? If not, are we ready to move on to the election timeline? Yeah. Again, so, here I go with Paula, she's not here. So, Paula is going to be a big help and resource for y'all, because, she's going to keep up with y'all's hours for you, notify you of kind of where you're at.
What are you looking at me for?
And also put things in like the election timeline that she got from ASBA, just to keep y'all up to date and notified. And, that's for information for y'all.
Connie, are you gonna decide whether people you're gonna?
Oh, I decided because I was in here till we got better academically, and I haven't seen that happen yet, so I'm gonna unfortunately
Hang out.
hang around.
Yeah.
Any questions about that? Next is, I wanted to let y'all know, and this is a good thing. So we've received a Build My Future grant awards. St. Paul High School received $4,462 for a drill press, welder, and TIG kit. And then Huntsville High School received $7,350 for cabinet saw and welders. So that's a good thing. Free money and free equipment. That's a good thing. So we're very, very happy about that.
You can always use that.
And then next, I needed y'all to discuss and talk about two things. One, to reschedule our work session. I still have all that information and things that, I want to hear what y'all's plans are for, anywhere from facilities to academics to finance. And, it always turns out to be something very beneficial for me, and I'm hoping it is for y'all. But I need for us to talk about dates, when people might be available.
I'm just not available on Thursdays right
The football season.
So I did bring my calendar, but,
Don't Fridays to meet in the middle of November.
First big day.
so no Thursday, no Friday.
I mean, who all is required to come to a work session? Just us and you, or do the people that's off that day, like if we did it on a Monday?
No, I mean, it was just us and, me and y'all. In case there's something specific, and I don't think, I put together kind of a skeletal thing for us to just talk about, and I don't think it really included anybody. I just needed y'all's thoughts about a lot of stuff. But, we're kind of planning, and so it would be pretty much just us.
I'm game about any day, Friday for sure. This week's got football on Thursday, so.
Right now, next week's just that, with parent teacher conferences.
Yeah.
So maybe the week of the 20th? 21st?
So, so try to shoot for the 21st, for Tuesday. And times, but and that's up to y'all also. I know Connie's driving.
What time?
The 21st is the regional tournament at Grab if anybody's got, kids playing volleyball. Nick will be gone if Huntsville makes it. So,
All that regionals is all that week.
Yeah. So,
That's the next week.
Stay to win. So, you know, until we know them two, it's gonna be kind of tough playing. Because the girls are doing pretty good this year.
Because, yeah, we're already a month past.
Well, do we want it, are y'all okay if we go ahead with the 21st and then I'll communicate with Nick and, you know, plus we don't know what the bracket's gonna fall out.
Right.
Right now we're in first, so I would think usually you don't play the first night if you're in first. But who knows, but is it okay if we just do that and then I'll communicate with him and Natalie?
Well, see, it's me, I just looked at the future deal, so we didn't get,
Yeah. So a time frame?
Or we need to do just a little bit later so you can go to work.
Well, and Natalie.
I can do.
Natalie will be off for 4:30 or 5 over at Johnson in traffic this time of year.
So 5:30 probably would be a little bit better. That way nobody's rushing.
Okay, then another date that we have to set, y'all, and, is that we need to call for an expulsion hearing. So there's gonna be a recommendation coming from you. We had the parent meeting today, so I think it is, we have to set it from 10 days of when we decide, which I will send the parent letter tomorrow. So it would be 10 days from tomorrow. It has to be somewhere in those.
10
in that
working
time
days or
frame.
10 days?
10 school days.
10
10
small days.
So I think that would
The
be.
21st, with the school day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can just do it that same time, just do it right at the beginning.
So,
Yeah, that'll be 7 days.
so set it for 5:30? Because I
Okay.
officially put that in the.
Do I need to be here on, for that?
Yes, sir.
I can't be on the 21st, sorry.
Well, 'cause if I go,
Don't need that.
But if we do not, can we do it on the 20th? Yeah. And then, I guess, hey, for a staff, she means,
Yeah.
just crank it those down. It's a Monday, then Monday's.
Yeah.
It's not work for you, but.
Yeah, I can-
Bruce, can you do the 20th?
Yes.
Bruce, can you do the 20th? I
Okay,
take for your
okay.
day off.
If I can do it, I can,
Okay.
Okay, so the 20th of February,
Thank y'all.
we're definitely gonna have to remind him about this.
Oh, yeah.
The other Monday instead of a Tuesday.
20th. Monday, social meeting, and Tuesday, the 21st.
go remind Paul to sit down and remind.
And that was my fault, y'all. And I forgot. I'm gonna stop doing that for y'all. And so, Kinko, the dinner, they're cooking for us again, and the tour, we rescheduled that for the November board meeting, on the 4th, which is election day also. Anyway, Matt, have we communicated with them? Are we good with whatever time we had?
So we didn't confirm that. We wanted to check with the board on the November 4th board date.
Can you give
And-
us an opening date for that?
It's-
When they're gonna be able to use it?
Real soon. So when we meet on November 4th, they'll for sure be done. So by the end of this month, it is wrapped up, ready to go. So they're honestly,
Remember, we're just repeating what they told us.
Yes.
So.
and honestly, like, well, I'm just by the end of this month, we'll be ready to go.
The projection was spring of 2020.
I know.
So we're-
I told us fall. They told us they'd be ready this
I
fall.
thought they said,
I thought they said spring.
spring before spring season.
I told them they'd be, man, it was fall.
I think the earliest that I heard from them was the end of September. And we pushed back a little bit because of the rain and everything that we had over the summer.
So we'll tell them, what was it 4:30 last time, or did we do it later?
4:30. Yeah, 4:30 is when we would like to meet to do that.
Here's my thing, they work for us, so,
Yeah.
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 Are y'all good with 4:30 for the dinner and the tour? Okay.
I will say turf is down, like they're putting all the fixtures in the bathrooms right now, like the epoxies on the floor. That was one of the things that we thought was going to be the biggest holdup was the epoxy on the floors because it has to be a certain temperature, and we've had a hard time with Carroll Electric getting the power out there. But they were able to have some good days in a row, several good days in a row. So they got the epoxy down while they had the weather that cooperated with us. So everything's moving forward, and I mean, they're out there working on it constantly. They're going to have it done. So I'm excited.
Okay, and last up, and I'm not throwing Bailey under the bus, but
Thanks.
Pictures for everybody. I'm not going to make y'all take a picture if I don't take a picture. Just being honest with you, but I think we're going to have a professional photographer, right, Bailey?
Yeah, I mean, just every couple of years we bring in. Last time we brought in Heritage, and they just do our administrator pictures and our board pictures, and so I just need a night to know when I can have them come do that.
And we also have laid it out to the employees that were to take new pictures also, because we need to update that. I think that's very valuable for our communities, for them to see the face and be able to go on there and see the name.
We update the website, there's some showing as employees, but they need to know too.
So that's kind of the gist of Steve, of us taking everybody's picture and getting it all lined up and updated for us. So do we have any suggestions of when?
In the past, we just have always done it before a board meeting, and like
Last time we did them at the gym.
we did it. Well, no, we did them at St. Paul last.
Oh, okay.
It was the gym.
Yeah. So generally, we just have them come in at like 4:30, on a board meeting night, and so anyone that wants their picture just comes early. However, you guys, I don't mind to set up a special date and time for it.
Could we do it in that facility over there, the indoor facility, if we do that tour? And
If they want, yeah, anyone that wants to. I will be out that day, but I mean, you guys can facilitate it.
okay, they can set up over there.
It's up to you all, I can do it.
She's gonna kill me if she's watching.
If she's watching, she's probably gonna kill me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's gonna be bad. So we just want to shoot for that, the 4th, and we'll have.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay.
And I think it, she said update the website. I think one of the important things to me would be as a parent, especially when you have multiple teachers, when you get to secondary, what are these people teaching? Or even as if you're trying to contact somebody to ask a question and you need to speak to a 4th grade teacher, it needs to say, but Bailey's in the same position I'm in now. I mean, there's so many new people and everything. He doesn't know why everybody teaches, so that's going to have to be building principles. You need to check to see.
We have somebody working on that.
Oh, good. Yes. Oh, good. So that, because at one time, Bailey, when she had got like 5 people that not only didn't work, but some of them were not even, unfortunately, with us anymore. I mean, that were just, so, yeah. They are.
This is a huge task, y'all, because I think we're also going to do the new key cards, and this is from maybe my first year at Clinton. Just being truthful with it. So that way we can update all those also. So we get it all lined out. Thank you. I'm glad we go. Now consent agenda.
Can I get a motion for consent agenda? Steve, can I get a second? Connie, all in favor?
Okay. I'm get caught up in the booklet. Action item A is the Arkansas School Boards Association delegate for 2025. Do we have any recommendations?
What do we do? Who's the last one?
Who do you think was the last one?
I think she needs to be the third.
No, I'm smart enough. I did talk to her about this before I threw that out there.
Yeah, I have no problem with the way she handled it. I think she needs to be there.
Well,
I think we need an official motion.
Yeah, we're gonna have a motion.
Not the motion, we
My
wait.
question is, the kids,
It's fine, we don't have to do anything.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion, we leave it as is.
I'll second it.
All right, there we go.
Sorry, Whit, but I will bring it to the vote.
It's all right, I told him that would happen.
The next one, action item B is for computer purchases. And I'm so glad I've got our great technology director here, because if you ask me any questions about it, I couldn't tell you. I might be able to tell you how to turn one of them on, but we got the money, and so.
It looks like
it's
we got
ready to
pretty
go.
good deals on them.
Well, I do try.
I mean,
I will and deal them.
I don't know exactly, but
Yeah.
it looks pretty.
I mean, these are
About your cell phone, you know those things. And you know.
These are tip spenders, and we did get multiple bids on them. And this is part of our rotation schedule that we've developed with our increased ESA funding that's allowed us to do that. So this is part of just our, we do, depending on the year, we do 2 or 3 computer labs throughout the district, and then as part of our instructional devices. So this is part of that rotation.
There's no questions. I'll take a motion to purchase the computer. Connie, second by Steve, all in favor?
Thank y'all. And the next one, it's yearly, annual, and Beardsley does a great job with Dan Lurley and them. And so, by law, we have to post or put in the media the proposed budget of expenditures and the tax levy, and include a related sample ballot that has to be published. And so Beardsley writes out the suggested motion for us, and if you're okay with it or have any questions, I'll try to answer them. If not, somebody can make that motion by reading that for us, I think. And it's after the computer quotes, I'm sorry. But it's in the same.
That's the suggested.
And I know that it says it on the ballot that this is the same millage and not a rate increase, but we need to make sure everybody, like, in the paper also understands that it's not an increase. You've gotta vote for it, because we aren't gonna function.
No, and Connie, it's that way everywhere I've been. And Clinton every year, even though we've had the same millage for probably 20 years, they would vote it down, even though that doesn't matter. It's all, I hope you all understand that. It's not, I don't know why it's still in law that it's published and people vote on it, because the vote doesn't count. I mean, you can't turn down a millage you already have. That stays until you try to increase it, So that's one of those weird laws in Arkansas that's been there for just about ever. But I totally agree with you, Connie. People don't understand that. They think we're asking for a new millage because they don't know that it's the same we've always had. But the way it's worded is legally, embedded, and that's what they put on the ballot. So, but no, I totally agree with you.
I just have to read this part, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So I can accept the motion to adopt the attached proposed budget of expenditures with tax levy for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2027 to and including June 30th, 2028, and to approve the related sample ballot. Motion by Steve, second by Bobby, all in favor?
And the last action item is the school resource officer MOU with the city. And, I do want to tell you, I'm so, and I know he's a grown man, probably doesn't need to hear this, but I wished he would know how proud I am of him daily for working this for us. He has done a great job of, I think, thinking like a superintendent, because the original dollar or cost share amounts, he's been negotiating with them about that. And I'm
Wheeling
very
and
proud
dealing,
of
as
him
he
and proud of the work
Wheeling
he's
and
done.
dealing. I told you I'm going to go for the best deal.
And I was like, are you superintendent? Because that was the first thing. He's like, Jay, how about I go back and tell them we'll pay this much? And they,
I
I'm like,
didn't know
well,
his grandpa was real estate.
really? I didn't know that.
I'm nothing like him.
Yeah. He ain't the two up on Billy.
but he's done a great job, and y'all know we have a great relationship with the city and with the mayor, and this is all about our kids. And I've told y'all my vision and dreams of where we have one on every campus. And the thing that I'm probably most proud about is, and I've been worried about St. Paul and the distance, and so this will give St. Paul access to that SRO finally, which I'm very happy about. And I don't mean that negatively at all towards our police department. It's just the distance and only having 2 officers, you know, we're really strained there. And so eventually, hopefully we'll have 5 and we'll have everything covered. So again, thanks to Bailey for negotiating that with the city, and I really appreciate them working with us.
I just want to say the city has been awesome to work with. I mean, they you know, Travis specifically is just whatever they can do and can afford to help us with. They go above and beyond, and they stepped in, you know, quickly, and we got something done then. But you know, this MOU is just a little bit more cut and dry and clearly defines out a bunch of different areas, and I think it's going to be good for us and them. And I'm very excited to be able to add a 3rd SRO. I think that's going to be a very awesome benefit for us and them.
Our visions are completely aligned.
Yes,
for sure.
They've been great to work with.
By Connie, second by Steve, all in favor?
Up next is a transfer request, and as the board can see the list, you know, not to be negative, but you know, just mark my words, it'll turn. You see a lot more coming in. But that's what it is, and we've got 9 there.
What is Act 189?
I don't know. To tell the truth, Steve, I can look and find out. I don't know. Now that you pointed that out, that's the first time I noticed that. So I'll find out for y'all and let y'all know.
It's what? I'm gonna make an assumption.
Shorter leave for mental health evaluation for individuals. What that is. This is the community.
I think that might just be a mistake, because it says the date signed copy was returned, Act 189. I mean, I don't know if it's on another
School
form.
Yeah, school choice.
Oh, school choice?
Yeah, educating, 2023 Act 189 states that a child whose parent or legal guardian, clicked it.
I might know, all right, I'm just assuming, okay, that they probably, those 2 students, their parents had filled out a school choice, but were probably past the deadline, so they had to go to a board, ask for a board-to-board, because they missed the school choice deadline. I'm just assuming, I mean, that makes sense by that being on there, but I'll find out for sure for y'all.
So if the parent or guardian relocates him or her to a non-resident school district, may complete all remaining school years at the school district in which he or she is enrolled at the time of the relocation. So if they've moved, then they can continue at that school.
So it sounds like students
they've
that have
already-
come
they've
in,
already been.
moved into our district, but they're going to continue at Elkins.
That makes sense. Do we have anything with the next one?
Those were in consent.
Oh, okay, so we don't have to go separately.
Yeah, the MOUs were in consent.
And then, when you're ready to go to executive?
Yes, but,
Oh, yeah, we gotta, we're to approve the transfer request first. Can I get a motion to approve the transfer request? Steve. I got Jamie. Alright, first by Jamie, can I get a second? By Steve, all in favor.
that was an option, Steve.
He was about something.
I've been missing them here lately, so I'm having a fever, I'm gonna have to go.
What about the Santa Claus? Should we go ahead and go?
session?
Yeah,
Transfer.
That was a consent item also, y'all. Because we'd already approved Huntsville High to go,
Okay.
and they did, the next year we'll have, if we know both of them are going, we'll have it all at the same time. And so that was just a consent item, since we already let Huntsville go. We already approved the consent item, so.
All right, cool.
So, yeah, executive session.
We're gonna adjourn to executive session for personnel. Mr. Golich has resigned, effective immediately. His wife's condition has deteriorated, and, he no longer felt it was in his abilities to serve the school. I know I personally am very grateful to have met Mr. Golich, and, thankful for everything that he's done for the Huntsville School District, especially St. Paul. So if y'all will just keep Mr. Golich in your prayers. We're gonna look and see what we need to do as far as getting that position filled.
I make a motion, this is a whole different subject, but make a motion that Mr. Chalk work on refunding individuals who purchased an ad or purchased a yearbook from 2024 who did not receive one. Also to provide the available stipend to an employee to formulate yearbook for the seniors of that year.
I second it.
All in favor?
So the next item is personnel, and we have one resignation, a classified employee, Shayla Cisco, who is a Huntsville High School paraprofessional, and that resignation, she dated 9/15/25. For the hires, we have a classified, sorry if I get this name wrong. Shenanda Levin. Levon. I messed that up. Huntsville High School kitchen worker, effective 9/2/25. And then we have a transfer as a classified, Lori Sparks from instructional aide, which was ESOL migrant to migrant coordinator at Huntsville High School, for October 8th, 2025.
Can I get a motion to approve? Steve, can I get a second? Connie, all in favor?
And I don't think we have any other discussion items.
Did you have something, Bruce? Were you gonna mention?
Oh, I'm sorry, Nathan Alexander, our music teacher, was he got presented today from the co-op as the novice, teacher of the month. So I just wanted to mention that. Yeah.
Okay.
And October 16th.
Oh, thank you. Matt. October 16th is our blue-white kickoff. If you're available, that's Thursday night. Please come down and support. That's our big fundraiser of the year. Bring your checkbook and your cash and bid on some really good pies and cakes and things like that.
Thank you, Bruce. And also, we talked about, because I didn't write it down somewhere, for our annual board meeting at St. Paul, and we talked about, was it March, the March meeting?
March.
So if I could put it in the calendar.
We look forward to that.
We do.
Anybody else have anything? Motion to adjourn? Motion by Steve. Jamie, all in favor?